Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me on this very wet and cold evening. We've been having crazy thunderstorms here in Johannesburg to an extent where our ceiling literally collapsed. So let me move into frame, sorry about that. It literally collapsed, but nobody was injured, thank God, and we're all good. But it's costing money, right? So if you have had any accidents or something crazy has happened to you during the storms, I'm so sorry, and all the love and whatnot's going your way, although I can't support you monetarily, just saying. But yeah, anyways, let's get back into what I was trying to say. So this video today is basically a tutorial slash chit chat, or get ready with me, although I'm going to wash my face and go to sleep. But so yeah, basically I'm doing this makeup look because I did promise an eye look tutorial basically for the weekend. So this look is appropriate for anybody that's going to be having a Christmas party, and perhaps you might be celebrating Thanksgiving, although it's past, but maybe you do it a little bit later, or you're having a party. This eye look is appropriate for such a time, such a time. So as you can see, we're starting off barefaced, no makeup on my face. And let's get into this tutorial. So if you love Christelle, subscribe to Christelle, live by Christelle, go ahead to like, share, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell. I'd love to hear from you guys. Please comment down below and let's get this video to about 10 likes. I'm only asking for 10 likes. Last time we had 8. Today let's have about 10, okay? Please, please, please support your girl. Thank you so much, and let's get right into it. I am very much having a breakdown because I do not know how I'm going to do this. I do not know how to chit chat and do my makeup at the same time. I am not a multitasker. I am terrible at it. I always need to be doing one thing and then moving on to the next because I confuse things. I forget what I'm saying or thinking. But let's see how disastrous this turns out to be, okay? So before I get into my talking points, the first thing we're going to do is prep our eyelids. Remember that you always need to have a good base. Now, I don't have primer. Don't judge. But I mean, it's night time, so if you do have that, you can either put on your eye primer and your face primer, let that marinate a bit, and then you can get into your eye look or your base depending on what you do first. Okay, so to prep my eyelids, I'm going to be going into or be using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. You can buy this basically at any drugstore. For us here in SA, that is Discount or Clicks, since they do sell it and stock up on it. I almost looked into you guys. I've got a mirror, by the way, sorry. And I'm just going to place this on my eyelids. So sorry for any reflection. There's a lot of lights in this room. So my first talking point for the evening is image is everything. One thing I have come to realize as I have grown up, as I've worked in the professional space, is that nobody judges your personality first. Everybody judges what they see first. I mean, it's like when you see a delicious, cute chunk of a man passing, you're not like, oh my gosh, I love his personality. You're like, oh my gosh, he looks good, right? Let me go and talk to him, or I hope he approaches me, and vice versa, Now, with that being said, we live in a world, as I've mentioned, where we are definitely judged by the cover or how we look. And for all my warriors who are like, we shouldn't be judged by the things that we wear, the things that we do, the things that we say. People should accept us as we are. I totally understand that, but I can't agree with it. Because certain looks, especially to my women of color, certain looks don't play in our favor. Now, this is not to say that that we should subscribe to the norm, that we shouldn't express ourselves, that we shouldn't be ourselves, but there's a time and place for everything, unfortunately, and it's just the way the world works. I know that we might love to show our skin, maybe we're conservative about it, and there's still a lot of attachments attached to certain looks, certain colors. You can always express yourself freely. as a person, but in certain spaces it just doesn't get you what you want, or even allow you to be taken or seen seriously. Okay. So there's a time and place for everything. I always believe that. I'll always make reference to the church because that's where I currently am at in my life. There's certain things you cannot wear to the pulpit, and there's certain things that you can wear to the pulpit. Somebody will be saying now, but the Bible says that you should come as you are. Absolutely, come as you are. But once you know better, you do better. And that's the expectations. What I don't like or support is when we see somebody for the first time and clearly they are not of us or are not familiar with the setting, and we instantaneously judge them. That's when I have an issue. But if you're coming from yours, we told you what the rules are, you have to subscribe to it. And if you subscribe to the faith that is attached to you in that setting and in that space, okay? Now, look at me. I definitely love to show my legs, okay? I'm not much of a cleavage person, but I love to show my legs. I'm not showing my legs on the pulpit. No, I'm showing my legs when I'm at home. I show my legs when I'm going out with friends, when I'm chilling by myself, or, having a great social time. I will definitely show my legs. I have no problem showing my figure too. But there's always a time and a space for everything. I think just because of the setting, and it's appropriate, and it's not like the setting is carrying on forever. You understand that time when you're done with that setting, when you move on to another setting, you'll be cool with that. Yeah, I'm really enjoying my body. That's why I do dress like that sometimes, and only in those spaces, because I don't want to get to a stage where I look back and I'm 30 and I'm like, I never enjoyed my body when I was in my 20s. That's just for me personally. So yes, I do that. I will dress up and show out. That's just the way Christelle is, okay? By the way, I am using my Juvias How Fitting Coral palette, or Nubian 3 Coral palette. Look, it's pretty bright in here because of the light, but I hope you can see that. And as my first transition color, I'll be taking this brown right over here and placing that into my crease and blending and buffing that out. So give me a moment and let me just do the other side, and I'll move on to the next talking point. All right, so now that I have placed that transition color into my socket here, or my crease, basically, we buff that out and a little bit high, and then move on to our second transition shade. And as we move into our second transition shade, the next point I'm going to make is, although image is everything, we are not a monolith. I love this point so much. Reason being is that what I've come to realize, okay, I was pretty judgmental growing up, very, very judgmental, especially if I didn't understand people from somewhere else, and I'm like, but how come you do not know this? Look, we, in as much as we may be Africans, or we may be black, we may be white, we may be Indian, we may be colored, just use this terminology in terms of the reference of South Africa, maybe Asian, we may be of mixed race, we do not come from the same backgrounds. We come from different religions, different cultures. Even as black people, we come from different cultures, different religions, different social settings and constructs. What is appropriate in one place may be inappropriate in another, vice versa. So our experiences and the way we do things may be different, right? And I'm saying this because I remember there was an incident a couple of years ago here at church. We were having as my second transition shade, I'll be mixing this, I guess it's a coral color, coral orange, and this pink color. And I'll be also applying that into my crease, just on top of that brown. Anyways, as I was saying, we had this event a couple of years ago, and the young ladies were called to come and cook. So obviously when you come, they will definitely assign what you're supposed to do, like peel the carrots or make a salad or fry something, right? And one of the girls didn't know what to do with the cucumber. She even asked, "What is this?" And I remember a couple of people were like, "Oh my God, she doesn't know what a cucumber is or how to use it." And I said to myself, but if in your house, Monday to Friday, 365, for example, you only eat pondu. Pondu, for those of you that do not know, is basically cassava leaves, and it's a type of green, basically. And that's all you're eating Monday to Friday, and there's no such thing as a potato salad, a Greek salad, a coleslaw, chakalaka. You're not going to know how to make a green salad. And I was so glad that in that moment my mom didn't judge her, but she's like, "Oh, you don't know how to make a green salad? Let me show you so that you know how to make it at home too." And instead of mocking her, she taught her how to make a green salad. So she went home knowing how to make a green salad. And I do not know if she continues to make green salad or not, but she went home knowing how to make green salad. And I remember my mom telling me that when she was coming up, just after she had married my dad and joined the church she was with at that time, she didn't know how to bake. She didn't know how to cook. My mom's an excellent cook right now. I mean, amazing. My mom cooking, no, not happening. And one old mama in the church, let the Lord rest her dear soul in peace, taught her, used to teach the lady that come like for ladies meetings, right? Would teach the ladies how to bake, how to cook, how to clean, do this, do that, because she understood that not all of us come from the same backgrounds, and some of us just don't know. So if you're in a position to teach the person, but don't shame the person. That's not teaching. That is just shaming somebody because you're mean. You're mean-spirited. Teach them, and they will be ever grateful to you, and you've played your part, you've played your role, and they can move on and soak in. So I hope that you're able to see exactly what it is that I'm doing. Unfortunately, I'm not able to zoom in with this camera. It doesn't allow me in the settings. I have to figure that out. The next step that I'm going to do is take this black eyeliner from Isabella Garcia. It is in the shade, I believe it's black if I'm not mistaken, but I really love this eyeliner. I'll also buy it in brown, well, in the brown shade that is. It's one of my favorite. And what we're going to do is to apply this on our top lash line. So almost as if you're doing a wing, but it's not entirely a wing, because we're still going to diffuse that and smudge that out, okay? The next point I'm going to make is that you don't have to subscribe to the norm, but you must create a look and an environment that is advantageous to you, okay? So we all know that no matter where you're from or whatever your race may be, if you hear like a buzzing sound in the background, please forgive me, it is the fan. This room is quite cold, so I needed to turn on the fan so that I'm able to at least not shiver and try to complete or achieve this look. As I was saying, now you know your struggles, you know your background, you know the things that you're facing, no matter what ethnic group you are, no matter what race you are. But I'm going to specifically talk to my black woman because I am a black woman, all right? There are certain things that we do or say or behave when it may be cool or accepted in our environment, but in certain environments it doesn't work. Example, being too loud. Yep, I said it. What is it? Yeah, being too loud, for example, does not work for us. Now, I am like my family is loud. We are loud people. Christelle is a very loud person, but I know in certain spaces nobody takes me seriously. Why? Because either I come across as too ghetto, too ratchet, somebody who always is going to complain, somebody ready to fight, even though that may not be the case. But my loudness is not allowing me to be taken seriously, because somebody else has their preconceived notions about me. Remember, I told you that in as much as we want to express ourselves, people judge a book by its cover. You have to play it smart. You must understand that there's always somebody trying to take you out because you are competition to them, because you are seen as a threat. And if you cannot understand that, you're going to be disappointed. They will get you out and they will give you a hard time. I have a big personality. Oh my God, I have a big personality. I talk a lot, I'm loud, I'm a positive protagonist. But I know in certain spaces, I need to tame that down and just keep it to myself and keep it pushing. Because some people are not for me. If not all, most are not for me. So you know, whatever your ethnicity is, whatever your race is, certain things do not work for you. For some people, it's complaining too much. Others will view you as a person who is not grateful and they cannot do anything because, or even assign certain tasks to you because you just complain a lot. So make sure that in as much as you don't want to subscribe to the norm, make sure that you create an environment and a space that is always advantageous to you and will always put you and place you in the perfect lighting and will always give you an upper hand and an upper leg in this race called life. Especially if you're trying to make that money. All right. So for the next part, I'm just going to have to keep quiet a bit because I cannot, for the life of me, talk and do this part, okay? What I will be doing now is taking this flat angled brush or liner brush. These are the Eco 2 brushes I bought many years ago. I still use them. I wash them. They've been holding up really well. I haven't bought a new set since. And then I'll be going into the Nubian palette by Juvias. So I'm just going to take this brush and I'm going to zoom now in the next part. And I'm going to go into this, oh God, you see everything's transferring. But I'm going to go into this gray black right over here. I'm going to dip my brush into it and I'm going to buff the line out. Okay, so I want it to look a little bit more smoky. I don't want it to be as pronounced. Okay, so just keep watching. As you can see, it's pulling out and I'm softening it up with the eyeshadow. So I just wanted it to be a bit soft, before I place the silver color right on top of the or strategically on my eyelid. So you just take it and you simply buff it out. Pull and you drag and you brush it out. I'm back. Okay, so as you can see, I just simply buffed it out, well, made it a little bit less harsh. Well, made it less harsh, and we're going to place this silver shadow on top. My next talking point is, you know better, you do better. I mentioned that early on in the video, and I did talk about moving into certain spaces and what is expected of you. You will do it, or you will try to subscribe to it at least. This is also still a very subjective because if, let's say I'm not a cook, I'm not on the level of Chef Gordon Ramsay that is. He does not expect me to know certain things or to chop a certain way or to understand certain concepts because I'm not a chef. But once I've gone through the process, I've gone through the training, then that is expected of me to perform in a specific way. And I cannot be making certain mistakes because, you know, I went through the process and I'm part of it. And even if somebody new is coming into a space, like I said, they may know, but they may some people choose to be ignorant. Let's just say, even if they know better, they choose to be ignorant and continue to justify it with don't judge, whatnot. You know better, you do better, and once you have an understanding of it, it is expected of you, unfortunately, or fortunately in this case, to behave in a certain way or to act in a certain way. So enough about that. I'm just going to talk a bit about the makeup that I'm about to do. I'm going to be taking this flat shader brush from EcoTools again, and what I will be doing, I'll be spraying it with this Mattifying Milk Facial Mist. I cannot apply this directly on my face. I feel all sorts of ways, but it works so well to bring out a color, to give it that oomph, to make it pop out and stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be wetting, before I spray it, I'm going to be going into this bullet silver right over here and just stamp that in. And because I want a little bit more power, boom, in my color, I'm just going to spray this right here. Okay, 1, 2. So this bottle looks like this. I suggest it for your eyeshadows unless your face can take fragrances. Yeah, but it's quite fragrant, this product, so I don't put it on my face. I tried it once and woo, the headache I was having. Anyway, so I'm going to take that and simply, hope you can see this, slide it, because I want it to look somewhat wet on my eyelid. And I'll just continue to stamp that right here. I slightly raise it, as you can see. You see, right there, and place the color all over there. And you can even place it on top of that black shadow and stamp it all in. Isn't that lovely? Like on camera, it almost looks somewhat blue, but it's like gunmetal silver. It's amazing. And you see how it diffuses well into that black shadow right over there, that black liner. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do the same thing on my left eye, and I will just speed up this part a little bit. Right, now that kind of looks amazing and we're almost through with this eye look. What next am I going to do? Before I do any inner highlights and whatnot, I'm going to be taking this, where's this brush now? It is my Kajal 511 or 311, sorry, blending brush, because it's quite poofy and wide. It's great for blending out and diffusing the outer crease. So I'm going to go back into that gray black that we used in the previous, or from the previous pan, and just add the darkness, or just the depth, add some depth into the eye, because I'm not really feeling the wing, honestly. It looked kind of weird. Okay, so my overall message is that, like, let us not shame and blame. Let's teach, especially, we don't want to be crushing young women's spirits because it doesn't make sense to us. Some people just don't know. There are other people who know, and you can go in a little hard on them, honestly. But if they don't know, yeah, you might as well help them, even be the plug, hook them up, and they will forever thank you. So I'm just going to take that gray black and stamp it in right here, because I'm not really feeling how weird this kind of looks, and we're just going to stamp that in and blend it at the same time. So it looks something like this. Now, just to go back on a statement I made earlier on about, me showing my legs and stuff like that. I believe that even if you do that, like, let it be balanced. If you're showing at the bottom, be covered at the top. That's just me. And if you are showing at the top, be covered at the bottom. It's still nice not to give away too much, to be playful. Unless that's your swag, like, you don't mind. Do you, boo, do you. But for me, I love the idea of, not showing off too much and just showing enough. Even if I may be showing the legs sometimes, I'm conservative there. If I'm pretty here, then, and vice versa. Even for my conservative ladies, I know that you may not be like, you might be like, Christelle, no, you gotta cover up. If that's you, go ahead. Just make sure that you wear colors that enhance your skin tone, that like really show, just your beauty, your inner beauty. Wear clothes that are not necessarily fitting, but clothes that still show your femininity. If you're very conservative, or if you do not show your shape at all, depending on what your religion is, just wear colors that are very flattering. That's one way. Wear jewelry that is flattering. Wear cuts that are flattering. Get your clothes tailored so that it fits you perfectly. So forth and so forth. As you can see, I'm sure you guys, I hope you guys are, if you're loving it so far, please just like and comment and just say we love it, Christelle. Yeah, so I'm just doing that also on this side and adding it again. Okay, and that's it for now for the eyes. Old does not mean wise. Age ain't nothing but a number. Have you met some people who are 40 and they act like they're 16, or they react like they're 16 instead of just being like cool about it, like they have to be super melodramatic about everything and their response and everything. Age is nothing but a number. If you ask for wisdom, it comes. And you also learn how to be self-disciplined in terms of the way you respond, your temper, a lot of things, so it comes with discipline and it comes with your choices that you make for yourself. So that's just my talking points for the video. I've ended it, but we'll continue with the face beat. So next, when it comes to your face beat, you definitely want to prep and prime your face. I don't have primer, I don't use primer, I don't invest in it. I know I should, but I don't. What's wrong with me, right? Yeah, so I just kind of look greasy and I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. So I'm gonna, for foundation, I'm going to be using the Maybelline, what's it called? Maybelline foundation in deep bronze. It says it lasts up to 30 hours. I don't know about that, but I mean, I use it at work and I have still the same natural beat. Now this one is definitely a light to medium coverage. It does sometimes have a full face coverage effect. I'm going to be using a damp beauty blender. I didn't wash it, so forgive me. And I'm just going to be placing this color because it is quite bronze. I'm not going to be using it all over my face. As you can see, I've got pretty much yellow neutral undertones, but I use this especially under here where my face is deeper and darker, because I do have uneven skin tone. Don't let these lights fool you, Baba. The eczema is something else. So I have a darker forehead and a neck and a belly. Yeah, my skin, guys, my skin is something else. I have taken some steps to sort it out, but it doesn't bother me as much, honestly. It really doesn't. Then I take the same foundation and I will place it on my forehead just so that we look even and snatched out. Okay, then to cover the bags under my eyes, I will be taking this Black Up foundation. I've had it for a while now, and mix it with the remainder of the foundation on the back of my hand so that I can come up with a really pretty highlight. And as you can see, it is quite yellow. And I'll be taking this concealer brush from my Eco Tools brush set again and just swirl that in and mix it. My damp beauty blender because I don't have time really, and I'm just going to press that in. I don't know why I went really heavy today because I don't need that much coverage, but I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Maybe I'm just too tired. I don't know. Okay, anyways, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We'll definitely make it work. Thing to do just to diffuse this color pretty quickly. This is not my tone, but I just found it will work. I'm going to place this under my eye. This is the Mattifying Compact Powder from Essence in the shade number 40 Toast. And I'm just going to place that under my eye and wherever else I find I kind of want to neutralize it. Okay, so damp beauty blender, and we're going to stamp that in. To that brown again, and focus it and place it on our lower lash line right here. I'm not going to line my eye on my waterline, only because I'm too lazy to wash it off and really bother myself about it. So I'm just going to take this brown right here and place it there. I'm just going to go into mascara. If you like your lashes, prep your eyelashes. I don't really do false eyelashes, not my vibe. So I'm taking this mascara from Essence. It's called the False Lashes Mascara. And I'm going to apply that as my first base. And then take this Essence All Eyes on Me, one of my favorite oldies and favorites. I've been using this forever. Mascara, and apply that as my second base. Alright, for blush, I'm gonna go back into that brown again. I'm sure you're tired of this brown by now, but it's such a pretty brown, and I'm going to use it as a blush. Let's see how it turns out. I hope it looks good on camera. Okay, and I'm just going to gently buff that in right there. Oh, it's nice. And it's very warm. It is very warm, so you don't need much, because this is the Juvias Place brand / palette. So I'm just gonna place it right there, just to give my face a little bit of definition and depth instead of looking like a monolith. Definitely gonna do that, and I'm going to do that and sweep it right here and here. Okay, and then for the actual blush, I'm going to use this coral right here so that it's just fitting with my shirt, and lightly buff that into the apples of my cheeks like this. Right, for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to go back into this palette and take this silver right here, the first one. Remember, you used that second one, but we're going to use this first one, which is a pretty silver. And I know I'm using the wrong brush, but I don't have a bullet brush. I don't have a bullet brush, that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm just gonna focus it right here. Right there. Alright, and then for lips, I'm going to be using a simple favorite combo of mine, which is, where did I put it now? This brown lip liner from Essence in the shade Teddy. Oh, it's actually a Kajal pencil, and I'm going to line my lips. And then this no-name brand lip gloss. It's quite pink, but I like it. And my liner lips. And this completes the look. Thank you so much for joining me on this rather long video. I will definitely shrink it down so you guys can watch it. But if you love this, please like, and I'll show you. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.